Okay, it's been a while since I've done a video, but I thought I would show what I'm going to be going into day one raid with. First of all, character-wise, it is going to be my Titan. I do have two separate builds for my Titan. One is going to be for anti-clearance, and one is going to be for any stages that we need to do boss damage. Okay, to begin with, we'll look at my armor, and then we'll look at my weapons, and why I brought those weapons in. Now, this is my build for damage. I am more of a support damage. So one of the things that my character is going to be able to do is it's going to be able to buff other people while keeping my damage high enough as is anyway. If you understand where I'm coming from, that is. So first of all, I'm running Sentinel, of course, because Word of Dawn with the Weapons of Light. Now, I do have on standby a HELM 14 that I can modify whenever I need to, or Ursa Furiosas if I want to switch over to Mitri, or if I need an Armamentarium, I can always just click on an Armamentarium. If there's a moving boss damage phase, I can stick on the Iron Rampants. It doesn't matter which I have. I have something there ready for a backup, basically. I try and build my things through legendary things first, and then prioritize exotics secondary. At least for this damage build. Okay, so first of all, we'll start off with my helmet. Obviously, gotta have the finders. So I've got Grenade Launcher Finder for my Anarchy, and then this is for my secondary, which is going to be my Adored. I then have stacks on stacks, so for every stack that I get of Charged Light, I gain an additional one. So instead of getting one, I get two. If I get two, I get four. If you see where that's going. Now the reason I'm doing this is because I'm going to be running this with Powerful Friends and Radiant Light. Now Radiant Light is casting your super near allies will allow them to become charged with light. So what that will do is whenever I pop my bubble, it's going to pass that to other people nearby. So that's going to give them one. Now Powerful Friends, on top of that, when you become charged with light, nearby allies also become charged with light. So this goes in with this. So when I become charged with light, because I've popped my bubble, I am then going to get an additional one on top of that. And because I got charged with light, and they're getting charged with light from this, I'm also giving them two. So I'm receiving two charged lights, and my teammates are also receiving two charged lights. And the reason I'm using Charge of Light is because I'm using High Energy Fire. High Energy Fire will allow me to do extra damage when I have a Charge of Light bonus. Then, if I want to charge my Charge of Lights without my super, I'm using Swift Charge. So anything with Pulse Rifle, Sidearm, or SMG kills will charge me with light. So all I've got to do is get one Charge of Light from that, and because of the stacks on stacks, I would end up getting two. Now, of course, this would mean I would need to change this Dire Promise over to my Escape Velocity over here. So this would probably end up being the build. Or I would even then switch out to be this. And then I would switch on my Long Shadow for damage. It doesn't matter whichever I use. Okay, my second build. Now, this is going to be revolving around my 7th Seraph SMG. Or it's going to be revolving around my 7th Seraph Shoddy, which then I'll also be running either Hand Cannon or Escape Velocity, or even a Scout Rifle, or even a Pulse Rifle. But the way I want to do this build perfectly, or ideally, would be with the Traveler's Chosen. Now, the way this works is you can already see that I have the Icewall Mantles on. Now, what this does is exotic perk is replaces your barricade with ability with the personal armor reinforcement that absorbs a small amount of damage while reinforced, but slow, and barricade does not recharge. So I use my barricade ability and it gives me a giant overshield. That's basically what that means. However, while I'm charged, I have that overshield, I can't double jump and I can't regen the ability. But that is what I use Traveler's Chosen for. Getting kills with the Traveler's Chosen will allow me to get fresh stacks, or refresh ability stacks. Once I get to 10, and my Icefall Mantles has run out, I can then hold reload, and it's going to give me my ability back immediately. So then I have my Icefall Mantles basically constantly. Now, other than this, I also have a WARMIND build. As you can see, I have Global Reach on, which everyone knows what Global Reach is. Whenever you create a WARMIND cell and you destroy it, it destroys anything in a greater distance. It has a huge range. I am also pairing that with suppression, so all I'm going to do is shoot the WARMIND once, and it will do a suppression void, which will stop any ad near that WARMIND that it hit from shooting me, because they will be suppressed. I also have on top of that WARMIND's protection, so anything near the WARMIND, it will glow. The ad will glow that is near that WARMIND, and it will I will take reduced damage from that ad. It doesn't go specifically to one ad, it just goes to anything that's near that WARMIND cell. So if there's 20 ads near that WARMIND cell, all 20 of those ads are going to do less damage toward me. I am also running this with Swiss Charge as well, so again give me Charges of Light. And then on top of that, whenever my shield is broken, not my overshield, just my shield, and I go down to health only, so I'm down to 100, I have Protective Light to then give me reduced damage. So if I manage to get all the way down to my shield, which may happen quite a few times, I will use up both of those Charges of Light. I will consume all stacks. The more stacks consumed, the longer the damage resistance lasts. That's my builds for my armor. Now the weapons I'm bringing into the raid are as followed, and I'll show you the reason why, or I'll share with you the reason why. We've already gone through why I'm bringing the Traveler's Chosen, the 7th Seraph body. The reason I'm using the grenade launcher here is just as a placeholder, I guess. I may be using the thermal erosion a bit more. Not a great role to have on this thermal erosion, but at the same time, Demolitionist is not a bad perk to have, but at the same time, because I'm using Traveler's Chosen, it's kind of redundant anyway. I have to get a better role, but it is what it is. You know, the raid's tomorrow, so late. Also, gonna bring you a sword, because, you know, swords are always good. But we'll go back to primaries for a second. Now, I want to keep range on me, and I want to keep them in both my primary and my secondary slot. I preferably want to keep them in my secondary slot, because if it's in my secondary slot, I can use that primary weapon as a burn to break shields. Now, I do have backups in my primary slot, like the Pulse Rifle, Sacred Providence I have here, my Escape Velocity, my Dire Promise, my Patron of Lost Causes. But in my secondary slots, I'll be carrying myself a 7th Seraph SMG, I'll be carrying a Stars and Shadow Pulse Rifle, I'll be running with a Royal Chase Scout Rifle, again, not a great role, but it is what it is. That's going to be like my main weapons that I'm going to be using, I reckon, for like primary uses. Next we'll go on to like my secondary choices. Now, obviously, Izanagi's Burden. Let's be real. Izanagi's Burden is just a great weapon in general. It just shreds. Like, if there's a target over in the distance and you need to take it out and you're with a teammate, more than likely if you both shoot that with a 4x shot, it's dead. No matter what. It just has great damage. Not DPS, just damage. Overall. So obviously that's going to be like a eye weapon for damage for the boss. So if either I'm not running my Anarchy and Sniper build, so either one of these, I'll probably end up running Izanagi's and Grenade Launcher. Second of all would be the Witherhoard, because why not? Witherhoard just is a good weapon for and control. Stick on the floor, don't have to worry about that area for a minute, and you don't have to, you know, keep an eye on it for a while. And then of course, I've already explained why I'm using Long Shadow. It's just as a backup, as a replacement for my Adored, if I want to use a primary in my secondary slot. Bring in the first in, last out, just in case there's any close quarters shotgun things that I need to do DPS with. Got the God Roll. See here, I've got the Assault Mag, Auto Loading Holster, and Vorpal Weapon. It's just a great shotgun in general for damage. Other than that, I'll be running with my 7th Seraph shotguns. So these two right here. I'm either going to be using Head from Gold, which is whenever I pick up ammo, I get ammo for this weapon as well. I can also switch out from Vorpal Weapon to Trench Barrel if I need to. And here I'm just using Auto Loading Holster, just in case I need to, like, you know, put the weapon away, but I need to carry on killing ads, but I've run out of ammo in this one. I can just put this in the secondary, just put this in the background, and then, you know, pull it out in a couple of seconds and it'll be reloaded. Obviously, because it's just like, Auto Loading Holster is just one of those good perks. Otherwise, I'll be using an Always Mule for the blinding nades and the Auto Loading Holster. The foot prep is just, it's there. I'm never going to use it. I would have preferred like Shield Disorient or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was that could have been in that slot, but I never got the roll, so again, it is what it is. But it's mainly there for the blinding nades, because blinding nades, like we already know, the suppression on the cells, it just stops ad from shooting at you, which is the best form of ad control. And then again, if the Adored isn't doing enough damage, or my Long Shadow isn't doing enough damage, I have my Achilles sniper rifle with me. And who doesn't have the God Roll for this? Like, it's too easy to get. Or was easy to get. Exotic choices, I don't think I'm going to be using the Hero Apparent, but it does stack with the Icefall Mantles, and it's kind of broken. It's actually really, really good, but I doubt that I'll be using it. It's kind of just there, just in case I want to use it. Obviously, Whisper of Worm is just a great weapon overall. It's always been one of those things that you're like, have you got Whisper of Worm? Yes. No. It's one of those weapons that is always brought into World's Firsts, or even Day Ones, because, you know, just the perk in general of just being able to hit 3 crits and it's just automatically reloading. You just keep that DPS going and going. It's just one of those good weapons. Of course, Anarchy is one of those weapons as well. You can stick on, you know, 2 shots, whatever, switch to your secondary and do damage with this or whatever, right? It's just one of those weapons. Again, it's good overall. It's just one of those weapons you have on you. Tread Cannon, obviously, for debuffing. I was going to bring a Divinity with me, but that would be one of the Warlocks that do that and not me, because Titan in general are just better at just doing damage. Because obviously we can stick on things like Armamentarium, sorry, Actium Warrig, and we can just stick on the Xenophage. So if I'm not using Tread Cannon, then I'll probably be on Xenophage if it's like a boss that doesn't have a crit spot. But again, I'll probably be aiming for the Whisper of the Worm or Anarchy or Izanagi over the Xenophage in the first place. But otherwise, 1000 Voices, to be honest, when hasn't it been good? It's still good to this day. It's just one of those weapons that's just there and it's good, and it's just something you want to have in your arsenal. So that's what I'm going to be bringing into the raid. If you have any questions, or anything like that, or you want to come and watch me do the day 1 raid, I'll leave a link in the description to my Twitch. I'll be streaming it with a few other people. I'll leave their links also in the description. Those people will be Dito Hito, Batozai, Rox Gaming, Willis Gaming, and Rotrave. Again, all of those guys will be linked down in the description as well. Also, I'll probably be setting up a multi-link for the stream itself, so if you want to just come over to my stream and then you want to watch all of us at once, I'll leave that up, most likely. Yeah, other than that, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the raid, I guess. Good luck with your own.